Meet the computer you can talk to. With Copilot on Windows, working, creating, and collaborating is as easy as talking. Got writer's block? Share your screen with Copilot Vision to help spark inspiration and use Copilot Voice to have a conversation and brainstorm ideas. Or maybe you need some tech help. With Copilot Vision, Copilot sees what you see. Let Copilot talk you through step-by-step guidance so you can master new apps, games, and skills faster. Try now at windows.com/Copilot.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those.
Something big about to happen. I hear the beat tapping. We some fly rhyming felines rapping on the track. Better yet, grab a gat, cause we hot like Enzo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting. Check mic 1 2 1 2. We live, baby.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio, episode 585. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Queen Star, aka MzHipHop. And today we digging into a real classic from the culture, Juice. Now listen, if you grew up on 90s hip hop and them gritty New York street stories, this movie is basically in your DNA. But let me break it down in my own words, the way I see this film. So Juice is a story about four young dudes from Harlem, Q, Bishop, Raheem, and Steele. They're friends. They hang out together every day, but they're also growing into their own identities. And that's where the tension starts. The movie shows what happens when loyalty, ego, and that hunger for respect collide. The heart of the story? Everybody's trying to figure out who they are and what kind of power they got in this world. See, where they're from, Juice means respect, reputation, fear, and power. And each one of them want it, but for different reasons. So, Q, played by the young brother Omar Epps, is the dreamer of the crew. He wants to be a DJ. He's focused on his music. He got vision. He's actually trying to do something with himself, even though the streets keep trying to pull him down. Now, Raheem is the natural leader, calm, level-headed, the glue of the group. Steele is the comedic relief, the quiet one, just vibing and striving. But then there's Bishop, played by Tupac Shakur, and one of the coldest breakout performances ever. Bishop is the friend whose pain, anger, and environment finally boil over. He's tired of being powerless, tired of feeling like the world is against him, and he decides the only way to gain juice is by taking it. And that's where everything changes, y'all. That moment they plan that store robbery, that's the turning point. What starts as four boys hanging out turns into something darker. See, Bishop crosses a line the others weren't ready for. Once he gets a taste of that power, he don't want to let it go. And he starts becoming the very threat they were all trying to escape. Now, the film becomes psychological at this point. It's a battle between Q and Bishop, two sides of the same environment. One trying to escape the streets, and the others letting the streets consume him. What makes Juice so iconic is how real it feels. It's not just violence for entertainment. It's showing how young Black men were left to navigate trauma, survival, and identity with no guidance. And Tupac, he brought real life emotion into Bishop. You felt every wound, every rage-filled stare, every moment where he snaps a little more. And by the end of the film, what stays with you isn't the gun or the chase. It's the message. Having juice don't mean nothing if you won't lose yourself to get it. You know what I'm talking about? That's what makes this film timeless. It's not just a hood movie. It's a lesson on friendship, choices, pressure, and the difference between growing up and going down. And that's why we still talk about Juice decades later, because everybody knows a Bishop. Everybody knows a Q, And everybody's been caught between who they were and who they want to be. Real talk. So here's the thing. Juice didn't just impact film, it shifted hip hop. When Tupac showed up as Bishop, the culture felt it. His performance blended the pain of the streets, the raw emotion of hip hop, and the storytelling of the era. Pac wasn't acting. He was channeling everything young black men were feeling in the 90s. Anger, survival, heartbreak, and a need to be seen. Now, after Juice, hip hop embraced deeper storytelling. Artists started making music that felt more cinematic. Music videos got darker, more narrative driven. That whole gritty New York street aesthetic, Juice helped lock that in. DJ culture also got a boost, with Q representing ambition, creativity, and the power of hip hop as an escape route. Plus, the soundtrack went crazy and influenced the sound of the early 90s. So yeah, Juice wasn't just a movie. It became a hip hop blueprint on how environment shapes identity, how pressure creates monsters, how power can twist somebody, and how one bad choice can change a whole generation. And that ending, it stays with you forever because it forces the question, what does having juice even mean if you lose your soul getting it? That's why Juice is timeless, y'all. That's why the culture still quotes it and still studies it, still feels its heavy impact. You know, the 90s had something special that no other era can ever capture. I was happy to grow up in the 90s. I stayed in Chicago, but watching movies like Juice and Belly made me yearn for the New York streets. And not in that aspect, like I want to be a badass or nothing, but just, you know, the environment, the atmosphere. Because Chicago ain't nothing to play with either. You know what I'm talking about? But Juice, I'm telling you, that was the movie back then. And it still is. So, if you haven't seen Juice, make sure you go check it out. It's a great movie, y'all. I love you so much, Chicago. Stay true to yourself and stay dangerous out here. Peace.